Good morning, children. Our topic for the day is use of exponents in expressing large and small numbers. So, after watching this video, students would be able to realize the usage of exponents in expressing large and small numbers, and students would be able to express large and small numbers in the standard form.
Use of exponents to express numbers in the standard form. In our day-to-day life, we come across some statements, such as the speed of light is this. The size of a red blood cell is this. The distance from the Earth to the Sun is this. The thickness of a piece of paper is this. Observe the numbers in these facts. These two are very large, whereas other two are very small. In both the cases, it is difficult to read them. In such cases, we can make use of exponents to express them by writing them in the standard form. We know that a number which is expressed as a decimal between 1.0 and 10.0, including 1.0 multiplied by a power of 10, is called a number in the standard form. For example, 5985 is equal to 5.985 into 1000 is equal to 5.985 into 10 cube, is the standard form of 5985. We can write very large and very small numbers using this method.
So you just saw the video in which you were shown how to represent very large and very small numbers using exponents. Let's take an example of a very large number. I have a 5 followed by 9 zeros. Now this number can be written as 5 multiplied by 10 raised to the power 9. Why 10 raised to the power 9? Because it is having 9 zeros. Or it can be written as 50 multiplied by 10 raised to the power 8. If I write 1 0 from here with 5, then the power of 10 would be reduced by 1, that is 10 raised to the power 8. Or this can be written as 500 multiplied by 10 raised to the power 7. If I take 2 zeros from here and write it with 5, then 2 numbers would be reduced from the power. So this would become 500 into 10 raised to the power 7. So that means in general we can say that a very big number can be represented in the form k raised to the power k multiplied by 10 raised to the power n form. This is k multiplied by 10 raised to the power n form, where k is some number, and n is the positive integer, n is the positive part. So if I write this number like this, so in this form, my k would be, k is 5 and n is 9. In this case, if I write this large number like this, my k would be 50 and n is equal to 8. And if I write it like this, then my k is 500 and n is 7. But now the question is, which among these is the standard form of representing this very large number? So out of these three, this one is the standard form. Why? Because when a number is expressed in the form of k multiplied by 10 raised to the power n, k multiplied by 10 raised to the power n, k should be between 1 and 10. So k should be greater than or equal to 1 and less than 10. The value of k, the number should be between 1 and 10, including 1. So out of these three, this is my standard form. Next, let's take a very small number 0.000021. Now, in order to convert it into the standard form using exponents, standard form is k into 10 raised to the power n, where my k should be between 1 and 10. Now, in order to make this number between 1 and 10, I need to move this decimal from here to here. So now my number would be 2.1. These zeros before the number does not have a value. So now my k would be between 1 and 10. 2.1 is between 1 and 10. But I cannot simply erase the decimal from here and put it here. So how are we going to do that? Here we'll follow the concept that you have studied in your lower classes. What was that concept? The concept of the shortcut method of multiplying with 10, 100 and 1000. Let's take an example. For example, if you are having a number 2.563 multiplied by 10. So how we used to do it? Since 10 is having 1 0, we used to move the decimal one place towards the right. So the number would become 25.63. Now if I multiply this same number with 100, now since I am having two zeros here, my decimal would move two places towards the right. So this would become 256.3. Now if I multiply this same number with 1000, now since 1000 is having three zeros, my decimal would jump three places towards the right. So this would become 2563.0. So this concept we would be using here. So here I need to move the decimal 5 places towards the right. So in order to move the decimal 5 places towards the right, what I should do is I should multiply this number with 1 lakh, because 1 lakh is having 5 zeros. But I cannot directly multiply it with 1 lakh. If I am multiplying it with 1 lakh, I need to divide it also with 1 lakh. Now when I multiply this with 1 lakh, my decimal would jump 5 places towards the right, and this would be equal to 2.1. And in the denominator, I would be left with 1 lakh. Now this 1 lakh can be written in exponential form as 10 raised to the power 5. Now if I want to write this 10 raised to the power 5 in the numerator, so according to the law that you have studied in exponents, if you are flipping the base, if you are taking the number from the denominator to the numerator, the power would change. If the power is positive, it would become negative. So this is 2.1 multiplied by 10 raised to the power 5, which is my standard form. See, the k, that is 2.1, is between 1 and 10 and 10 raised to the power n. So now instead of doing all this, there is a shortcut method of directly writing a very small or a very large number in the standard form. What is that? So first of all, you must know where to put the decimal. See, you have to put the decimal after the first non-zero number, non-zero digit from the left. Pehli non-zero digit from the left. See, if I start moving from the left, this is 0, this is 0, 0, 0, 0, 2. So this is the first non-zero digit from the left. So I need to move this decimal after 2. So my number would become 2.1. Now this is my k. So I can check that k is between 1 and 10. Now multiply by 10 raised to the power something. N. I have to now put the value of n here. What is my n? N is the number of jumps that you are taking. How many jumps did you take? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So my power would be 10 raised to the power 5. But whenever you are jumping towards the right hand side, you have to write a negative power. Fine. Again, I will repeat. First of all, you have to decide where to put the decimal. So you have to put the decimal after the first non-zero digit from the left. पहली non-zero digit from the left is 2. So you have to put the decimal after 2. So your number would become 2.1 and then multiply by 10 raised to the power something. So the power would be the number of jumps that you are taking. Now since you are jumping towards the right hand side, the power should be negative. So always keep this in mind. So when you are jumping towards the right, the power is negative, and when you are jumping towards the left, the power is positive. Let's start with the question 1 of worksheet 7. Write in k multiplied by 10 raised to the power n form, that is the standard form where k is between 1 and 10. Now the first question is 13,84,000. So our first step is to decide where to move the decimal. But for that the decimal should be there in the question. Can you see a decimal in the question? No, it's not there. When the number is not having a decimal, that means the decimal is at the extreme last. Why? See, if you are saying 2, 2 can be written as 2.0. 50 can be written as 50.0. Similarly, 13,84,000 can be written as 13,84,000.0. So now we'll again focus on our first step, that where to move the decimal. So as I told you, we have to move the decimal to the first non-zero number from the left. So left say we'll start checking. The first non-zero number is 1. That means we'll move this decimal from here after 1. So my number would become 1.384 and then I'm having zeros. You can write the 0 or you cannot, or you may not write the 0, it doesn't matter. Multiply by 10 raised to the power. Now we have to put a power here. Now we'll check power is equal to the number of jumps that you are taking. So now how many jumps have you taken from in order to reach from here to here? See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. You are taking 6 jumps towards the left. So whenever you are jumping towards the left, the power is a positive. Fine. Let's take one more example. The third part, 2157.957. Now you are already having a decimal in the question. Now first we will check, we'll decide where to move the decimal. So we'll move the decimal first non-zero number from the left. So first non-zero number from the left is 2. That means we'll move the decimal after 2. So 2.157957. This would be our k. Then multiply by 10 and we have to put a power on top of 10. Now let's see the jumps that we have taken. So in order to reach from here to here, how many jumps have we taken? Jump between the numbers. 1 jump, 2 jump and 3 jump. 3 jumps towards the left. So when we are jumping towards the left, the power is positive. Coming to fifth part, I have the number 0.00729. So now again I'll decide where to put the decimal. So decimal should come after the first non-zero digit from the left. To start checking, this is 0, this is 0, this is 0. 7 is the first non-zero digit from the left. So my number would be 7.29 multiplied by 10 raised to the power something. So now check the jumps. I move the decimal from here to here. So how many jumps? 1, 2 and 3 jumps towards the right. So that means I would have a -3 as the power. Coming to question number 2, the question is write in usual form. Usual form means the normal form without the use of exponents. So here again we'll follow the knowledge that you have already gained in your lower classes of multiplying with 10, 100, 1000 or dividing with 10, 100 and 1000. So let's look at the first question. 52.5 multiplied by 10 raised to the power 4. This means 52.5 multiplied by 4 zeros, 1 and 4 zeros, that is 10,000. That means whenever you are multiplying with 10, 100,000, 10,000, what you used to do is you used to move the decimal that many places towards the right as are the zeros. So here you are having 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 zeros. That means your decimal would move 4 places towards the right. So this would become, let's write some zeros here. Now let's jump. The decimal was here in the question. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. From here 1, 2, 3 and 4. That means our decimal would come here and we must put a 0 after the decimal. So my answer is 525,000.0. Another part, third part, 9.545 multiplied by 10 raised to the power 12. So now instead of writing 12 zeros here, I know that if the zeros are 12, I need to move the decimal 12 places towards the right. So what I would do is, I would write this number 9545 and put some zeros on the right hand side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I need to move the decimal from here 12 places towards the right. So let's jump 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and one more 12. And I'll put a 0, decimal and a 0. So this is my number. Next is fifth part, 8.5 multiplied by 10 raised to the power minus 7. So in order to make the power positive, I would take this 10 in the denominator. So this would become 8.5 divided by 10 raised to the power 7. Now in case of multiplication, we jump towards the right. In case of division, we jump towards the left. So how many jumps do we have to take towards the left? We have to take 7 jumps. So what I would do is, I would start jumping from here. And I will put some extra zeros towards this side. So 1 jump, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. That means my decimal would come here and I'll put a 0 before the decimal. So my number is 0.00000085. Coming to the next is the 8th part, 1.925 multiplied by 10 raised to the power minus 6. Now since the power is negative, so I'll write it as 1.925 divided by 10 raised to the power 6. Now this means that we have to move the decimal 6 places towards the left. So again I'll write the number 1925 and put some zeros here and start jumping from here. 1 jump, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So my decimal would reach here and my answer is 0.00001925. Question number 3 is again we have to express the given number in k into 10 raised to the power n form, that is the standard form. Now here the question is 1.25 multiplied by 10 raised to the power 7 divided by 5 multiplied by 10 raised to the power 3. So that means first we will have to divide these two numbers and then write the answer in the standard form. So how are we going to divide them? Now you can see that if you forget about this part, if you see the tens, they are in the exponential form, 10 raised to the power 7 divided by 10 raised to the power 3. Now you can see that the bases are same and they are getting divided. So according to the second law, the powers would be subtracted. So that means we can solve these two tens using the laws of exponents and the remaining numbers can be divided simply. So in the next step we will say 1.25 would be divided with 5 and the tens we can solve using the laws of exponent, that is the powers would be subtracted. Now this becomes 1.25 divided by 5 multiplied by 10 raised to the power 4. Now let's solve this part. See, there is a decimal in the question So let's remove the decimal. So since the decimal is before 2 digits, so I would get 2 zeros in the denominator, divided by 5 and multiply by 10 raised to the power 4 on the outside. Now divide changes into multiply, and we take the reciprocal of 5, that is 1 upon 5, multiply by 10 raised to the power 4. Now let's do the cutting. 5 ones are 5 and 5 25s are 125. So this becomes 25 upon 100 multiplied by 10 raised to the power 4. Now these two can be cut further, but I would suggest never to cut the tens, hundred and thousands in the denominator, because we can simply write it in the decimal form. Here there are 2 zeros in the denominator, so we will put decimal before 2 digits. So this is our answer, but is this in the standard form, k into 10 raised to the power n form? No, because our k is not between 1 and 10. Our decimal should be after the first non-zero digit from the left. The first non-zero digit from the left is, see, the first one is 0, next is 2. That means our decimal should come after 2. Fine. Now since we have moved the decimal one place towards the right, so I would write 10 raised to the power minus 1, since we are taking one jump towards the right. And then I already have 10 raised to the power 4. So let's solve the tens now. 2.5 multiplied by, again the bases are same, so powers would be added. So 10 raised to the power minus 1 plus 4. So this becomes 2.5 multiplied by 10 raised to the power 3. Now this is the required standard form, that is k multiplied by 10 raised to the power n form. So what you need to keep in mind is solve the tens separately and solve the numbers separately. Coming to the fourth part, I have 3.5 multiplied by 10 raised to the power 4 multiplied by 5.0 multiplied by 10 raised to the power minus 3 in a square bracket, in turn divided by 2.0 multiplied by 10 raised to the power 5. Now since this is in a square bracket, we need to solve this first. Again, as I told you, solve the tens together and the remaining decimal numbers together. So what we would do is, we will write these numbers together. This is 3.4 multiplied by 5.0 is actually 5 multiplied by, now since the bases are same and they are getting multiplied, so powers would be added. So 10 raised to the power 4 plus minus 3. Let's put this inside the square bracket, and the remaining part as it is 2.0 multiplied by 10 raised to the power 5. Now what is 3.4 multiplied by 5? You know how to multiply decimal numbers. This comes out to be 17.0 multiplied by 10 raised to the power 4 plus minus 3 is 10 raised to the power 1. Now this is divided by 2.0 multiplied by 10 raised to the power 5. Again we would solve the tens together and the remaining decimal numbers together. So this is 17.0 divided by 2.0 and 10 raised to the power 1 divided by 10 raised to the power 5. So let's write them together. 17.0 is actually 17 divided by 2.0 is 2 and 10 raised to the power 1 divided by 10 raised to the power 5. So 17 divided by 2 is 8.5 multiplied by, bases are same and they are getting divided, so powers would be subtracted. So this becomes 8.5 multiplied by 10 raised to the power minus 4. Now we have to check whether this is in the standard form. See, the decimal is after the first non-zero digit from the left, that is 8. And we can also check it that way, that our k, 8.5, is between 1 and 10. So this is the required answer in the standard form.